Are you looking to move to Seattle, but you have absolutely no idea where to start? Well, there are over 100 different micro neighborhoods in Seattle, which can definitely make it pretty overwhelming if you are planning on moving here. In today's video, I'm going to do a detailed map guide of all the different areas in Seattle so you can get a feel if you like that area, maybe you don't like it, maybe you just want to know more about the logistics of Seattle. We'll go over all those things in this video. So firstly, let's go over the different highways, the different freeways in Seattle so you can know what to expect for those roads, especially if you're commuting to, let's say, downtown Seattle, South Lake Union, or maybe you're getting outside of the city, you're going over to Kirkland, going over to Redmond. So let's go over that super quickly. So something to keep in mind about Seattle is we are surrounded by water. So this is the Puget Sound here. This is Elliott Bay, and then we have Lake Washington. So that's one of the reasons why traffic is so bad on highways and freeways in Seattle is because most of them are going from north to south. They're not going all the way over just wiggly throughout the city. So first one, let's talk about 99. It's also called Aurora here in Seattle because it goes down Aurora Avenue. This is I had to Google this. It's a freeway, it's a highway because there's traffic lights. I was like, what is the difference between a freeway and a highway? I really don't know, so I had to Google that really quickly. But there's traffic lights, and traffic on 99, when you're stuck in it, it's a little bit like torture. That's gonna be for any freeway or highway here. But 99, it's not scenic, not really that pretty. And coming down, when you're in the downtown area here, there's the 99 tunnel, which they built in the last 5 years or so to get rid of all the viaducts for safety purposes. And it goes all the way down here, 99. The other freeway is I-5, which goes from north to south. If you are commuting on 99, you can get onto I-5. Most people get on around Mercer Street in downtown Seattle, right around here, and you can connects to the 520 right here, so you can cross over to Kirkland, to Bellevue, in this area, or if you're going to Mercer Island, you can take I-90. That's a quick rundown of the 3 major roads, the freeways, highways in Seattle. So today we'll just be going over Seattle proper, which is outlined by this red line right here. And over this side here, Mercer Island, Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, those are referred to as the east side. This is referred to right here, Seattle proper, what's outlined with the red dots. And if you are looking to move to Seattle, my name is Sophia Deveaux. I'm a local real estate broker with Deveaux Homes. I love hearing from my viewers every single week, so do not hesitate to pick up the phone, call me, send me a pigeon carrier, send me a letter, whatever you want to do. All my information's down below. Don't hesitate to reach out. So for neighborhoods, we'll start off with North Seattle, which is essentially anything that's basically above downtown Seattle. So let's start right here. Okay. So coming in here, so zooming in a little closer, we'll go over some of the most popular neighborhoods in North Seattle. Let's start off with Fremont, which is essentially, this is going to be such a rough drawing of Fremont right here. This is very rough, so please do not judge me. Because think around here. So Fremont is in north central Seattle. It is known for its eclectic vibes. It has a great nightlife, great restaurant scene. We've also got really easy access to 99 here. So if you were commuting to downtown Seattle, you could easily get onto the freeway. And zooming in here. So North 36th Street, this is where a lot of the shops are, is right on this street. A lot of the bars, small boutiques, restaurant scene is going to be coming into here. And there's a PCC right here. There's the Fremont Troll that's under the freeway. If you've seen 10 Things I Hate About You, there's this iconic scene where they're standing in front of the Fremont Troll. That's in Fremont right here. Coming off to the right, we have Wallingford, which Wallingford is a great neighborhood in Seattle. If you are looking to be in a more quiet area with a lot of great restaurants, a great nightlife scene, but also have it be more suburban and have great views of downtown Seattle, Wallingford is a great option for that. Let's see. So Wallingford, say it's like right in this area here. And this street is, I think of it as Fremont and Wallingford, Stoneway, which is right here. That's gonna be basically a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants, great cafes. There's Stoneway Cafe, Seawolf Pastries, which I highly recommend if you're not moving to this area to still go check those places out. And this is North 45th Street here. This is also full of fantastic restaurants. So many great Asian places, sushi, ramen. There's a dumpling place I've been meaning to try, and maybe this one. Can't recall the name, but overall, a lot of great restaurants. Coming down here too is one of the most popular parks in Seattle, Gasworks Park, which I view that as in Wallingford, but it's a really great park, great for picnicking, great for if you're going on a nice coffee stroll. You have really great views of downtown Seattle, of Lake Union, and for 4th of July, if you go there, you'll have a great view of the fireworks, but there's gonna be a bunch of people there. So if you don't want to be around a bunch of people, bunch of traffic, avoid Gasworks Park. But if you do want a good view of the fireworks, you don't mind that, go to Gasworks Park for the 4th of July. So one of the other most popular neighborhoods in North Seattle is Greenlake. And this is just, oh, that was so terrible. This is just a guesstimation of Greenlake right here. It's north of Wallingford, and Greenlake is great if you're into doing anything outdoorsy. If you have kids and you want to be close to parks, Greenlake is awesome for that. It is surrounding the famous Greenlake Park, which if you're into running, cycling, skateboarding, whatever, definitely recommend checking it out. It's a relatively flat trail it's just so beautiful, so peaceful. There's tennis courts, there's a track and field right next to it. There's baseball fields, soccer fields, and it is great for going on a nice stroll too. This right here, let me try to use the eraser, is downtown Greenlake. There's a bunch of apartments there. There's some older condos. There's going to be some townhouses right near the downtown area. But if you're looking for a single family home, normally that's going to be a little bit further out compared to the downtown area. But Seattle is full of a bunch of different options when it does come to real estate, specifically with architecture. So really, Greenlake, it has it all. It has traditional homes, bungalows, mid-century modern luxury, newer modern homes. So really whatever you want, you can find it in Greenlake. And I definitely recommend still checking out the park, even if you're not going to move there. So this one isn't one of the most popular neighborhoods in North Seattle. It isn't in my opinion, one of the most underrated neighborhoods. It's Phinney Ridge. It's sandwiched between Ballard and Greenlake right here, which is super cute, super quiet. You have some pretty phenomenal views, 360 views. You can see the Olympic Mountains, the Cascade Mountains, which the Olympic Mountains are over on this side, Cascade Mountains are over here. But you can get some pretty phenomenal views, be in a quiet area, still be close to downtown Seattle. Easy access to 99 right here. And you can walk down to Fremont, you can walk to Ballard, you can walk to Greenlake. So it is very walkable. This is the downtown area right here. It goes down Phinney Avenue up to Greenwood Avenue North. Even if you're not living in this area, definitely recommend checking out restaurants, shops there. There's one of my favorite markets there, But yeah, a lot of the downtown area stuff is going to be down these streets. And then you also have the Woodland Park Zoo right here. Woodland Park Zoo is a great destination, great day trip if you have kids, or every winter they do a light lantern show for around Christmas time. Definitely recommend going to check that out. So the next neighborhood we're going to dive into is Ballard. Again, I'm not an artist. This would be my guess of where Ballard is, right here. Ballard is awesome. So downtown area right here. Downtown area is basically right here. Northwest Market Street is where a lot of the shops are. There's a lot of the apartment buildings. There's some condo buildings too. And then this is really where all the residential stuff is, right here. There is a micro neighborhood inside Ballard called Sunset Hills, which that's right here. It is called Sunset Hills because you're viewing towards the Puget Sound. So some of the homes here in Sunset Hill, phenomenal views of the Puget Sound, the Olympic Mountains, Cascades, and you see the sunset. So that's why it's called Sunset Hills. Ironic, I know. Ballard, the downtown area, definitely has a European feel to it. The architecture here, specifically in the downtown area, was really influenced by Nordic styles. So that's why it has, brick cobbled streets. There's a farmer's market that's awesome every single Sunday. Highly recommend checking it out. Just a bunch of cute shops, restaurants. There's San Fermo, Ballard Consignment. Awesome place to go to. And with Ballard, the one thing that's kind of a bummer about the neighborhoods, specifically we zoom out a little bit, specifically in here, is that it feels like a further commute. Well, it doesn't feel, it is a further commute because you're further away from 99 here. You're further away from I-5. So that's why Ballard, it feels like you're situated further away than other neighborhoods in Seattle since you're distanced from 99. And what's great about Ballard to Fremont, Wallingford, is you have the Burke-Gilman Trail, which runs alongside the waterfront here. It's relatively flat, but it goes even up here too. It goes all the way to the light rail station and UW, goes all the way up, keeps on going, goes up to the waterfront and Matthew Beach. But if you're biking, if you're commuting to work, even from Ballard, it's like a 30-minute bike ride if you're close to this trail, and it's flat if you're going to downtown Seattle, South Lake Union. So that's an option for you if you are commuting from those areas. Also, random fact, if you ever hear someone say Freelard, and you're like, what the heck is Freelard? That is the neighborhood that's in between Ballard and Fremont, and it gives off the vibe of Freelard. That's all I have to say. Kind of industrial, by the water. It's Freelard. So next neighborhood we're going to go over is Magnolia. It is one of the most popular neighborhoods here in Seattle. It is also one of the most expensive because of the stunning views and how incredible some of the homes are in this area and how desirable it is. So this is Magnolia right here. And if we zoom in on Magnolia, there's some different sub-neighborhoods, micro-neighborhoods in it. This is Briarcliff right here. This is where some of the most expensive homes in Magnolia are gonna be, just because you have these stunning views of the waterfront. You can see downtown Seattle, you can see across the way, again, the Olympic Mountains, Cascade Mountains, see the sunset. It is stunning. And this area is where downtown Magnolia is. It's where they hold their farmers market. There's a bunch of cute restaurants and bars. Highly recommend checking it out. Magnolia is perfect if you want to live in almost a hidden oasis in the city that doesn't feel like you're in the city. It feels like you're in a whole other world in Magnolia, but then you can easily commute to downtown Seattle. It feels like you're in a whole different world. It is pretty hilly, which that's one of the reasons why you have such great views. There's also one of the most popular parks Discovery Park right here. It's got a bunch of hiking trails, so if you're into running, jogging, if you're wanting to go check out some amazing views, definitely go see Discovery Park. For the lesser expensive homes in Magnolia, those are going to be more so on the east side of it, on Park, this area, because this is all hill, basically right here, and that's where it's a little bit less expensive than versus the areas that are over on the west side. So coming up next, another really popular neighborhood is Queen Anne, which I love Queen Anne. Queen Anne is great. So Queen Anne's like right here, just guesstimation. Again, I'm no artist, I'm not a drawer. And also with Magnolia, and if you're living in this part of Queen Anne, definitely, if you're into golf, check out this golf course right here. They have an awesome driving range. It's kind of small, but if you're into golf, if you're into just going to hit some balls, go check it out. It's pretty fun. So for Queen Anne, it is divided into Upper and Lower Queen Anne. It's kind of been renamed in the last few years. I really just like to think of it as North Queen Anne, South Queen Anne, because Lower Queen Anne, it's now been renamed Uptown, and then there's Upper Queen Anne. Make it make sense, you know? Doesn't make any sense. This is what I would refer to as like Upper Queen Anne, kind of, is this area, and there'd be Lower Queen Anne, or this would be Uptown, right around here. And Lower Queen Anne or Uptown, that's where the Space Needle is. That's where Climate Pledge Arena is. So if you're into seeing concerts, you're into going to Kraken games, you're into just having a bunch of stuff to do, being really central in the city, definitely recommend checking out Uptown/Lower Queen Anne. There's going to be more so townhouses, condos. There's a lot of really cute old school condos in Lower Queen Anne. Highly recommend checking it out. In Upper Queen Anne, that's going to be more residential. It's got a more residential feel. Come into the downtown area of Queen Anne. So this is where I kind of call it downtown Queen Anne. I don't know if anybody else calls it that, but going down Queen Anne Avenue North, that is where there's a bunch of cute shops, restaurants. There's a Trader Joe's right across the street from a Safeway. Could grocery shop in heaven be any more better than that? I don't know. It's a huge Safeway that just opened up recently, but there's a bunch of cute single-family residential homes, townhouses. Again, most of the condos, those are going to be more so in Lower Queen Anne, and I highly recommend for parks, you check out Cary Park here. It's a pretty big, it's a hot tourist spot. A lot of tourists go there, but you have a pretty great view from it. And if it's packed with people, go ahead and check out, let's see if it will show it on the map. Check out Parsons Garden right here. It's super cute, little garden space. There's a really nice view right here, great for picnicking. Go to Cary Park, super peaceful walk down here. And again, this is gonna be a really expensive area just because of the homes there. Like some of them are upwards of $10 million, pretty crazy if you ask me. And another hidden park, I'm just going off here, is Queen Anne by Crack, which sounds sus. It sounds pretty sketchy, but it's a beautiful park. Phenomenal views. Bring your dog there. Not a lot of people go to it, and it is stunning. And it has the most sus name around. How would you pronounce that? Put it down in the comments if you think you know how to pronounce that. By Crack? I have no idea. So for commuting, if you're coming down from Fremont, you can also go take the Fremont Bridge here, go down Westlake, which Westlake Avenue is it's pretty gorgeous, pretty fun to drive on. Let's go over Westlake really quickly. So Westlake it's not the most walkable, but if you are working down here in South Lake Union, downtown Seattle, I highly recommend checking out Westlake, because South Lake Union, downtown area, that is where, especially if you're renting, that is where the most expensive rental buildings will be in all of Seattle. So if you're looking to spend a little bit less on rent, but still be in walking distance to your work, definitely check out Westlake. It's super quiet. You have this trail here, the Burke Gilman Trail, that goes alongside the waterfront. There's a really cute park right here. Also for some of the apartments, condos, or townhouses, you can have a stunning view of Lake Union here. You can watch the seaplanes land. There's a seaplane airport on the water here. You can take to Victoria. I forget the other destination that it goes to, but you can have some pretty great water views of Lake Union in Westlake. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's not super walkable. There's a few restaurants, but you're not in walking distance to a grocery store. So if that's a deal breaker for you, then Westlake may not be the best spot for you. Okay. So coming down, let's go over South Lake Union quickly. South Lake Union, the Denny Triangle. I'm not even gonna try to draw I don't know, Denny Triangle is like this kind of ish in South Lake Union / downtown Seattle. But this is where the most expensive rentals are gonna be. It's gonna be all condo buildings here, all apartment buildings. There's not gonna be single family homes. There's not gonna be townhouses. It's very walkable. The only thing I have to say is traffic can be a nightmare because this is Mercer Street. So remember how I was saying you can take Aurora or 99 and get onto I-5? Well, this is where you exit right here. And then all the people that are working in this area, which this is South Lake Union is Silicon Forest here in Seattle. So there's all the tech companies. So everyone that's getting off work is also trying to get on I-5 on Mercer Street. It can get so backed up. So that is something to keep in mind. If you're not a huge fan of a lot of traffic in South Lake Union, it may not be for you unless you're walking to work. Let's go over Belltown. Belltown. It's had a little bit of a rejuvenance, but they have completely redone the downtown area, the Seattle Aquarium area here. I'm spacing on the name of what it's called, the walkabout, the walk around. I don't think it's called that at all, but they have a beautiful walkway now down to the waterfront. It goes to the sculpture park. It is awesome. I love it. Highly recommend if you're taking your dog for a walk, go check it out. You can go by the waterfront at the sculpture park. It's super pretty. Seattle Aquarium also, great day trip if you have kids. They just reopened that over the summer. It is so cool. Belltown has such great restaurants, such a great nightlife. If you're into that, if you want to get a condo with a gorgeous view of the water, some of the views from these condos are insane. Just an insane view of the water, and then step out of your place, have it be nightlife galore, restaurant galore, and you can walk down to Pike Place Market, then Belltown. It might be the right neighborhood for you. And of course there's downtown Seattle too, which gives off similar vibes to Belltown, but there's just going to be more office buildings in downtown Seattle. And then right here, this is if you're living in West Seattle and you're taking the water taxi, this is where it's going to drop you off, is right here at the, oh my God, what is it? Pier 51, I want to say. If you're going to Bainbridge Island, you're going to Kingston, which is across the way, you'll take the ferries here too, which they've completely redone that. It looks awesome. Coming over next, let's go over the Central District. So this is actually where my office is. It is great, which I guess really just like all of here. That wasn't right. So again, that's just a super rough. I'm not a drawer. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Just a real estate broker. So let's go over Capitol Hill first. I love Capitol Hill. Okay, there we go. Capitol Hill is, if you are into artsy things, you're into eclectic vibes, again, super great nightlife, great restaurant scene, and the Capitol Hill may be for you. It's got access to some really great parks, easy access to all the freeways, the highways, if you're commuting outside of the city, or if you're going downtown Seattle, super easy to get to, super close. They have the G line, different express buses. They go through all the freaking traffic. They get their own lane. Super easy to get to downtown Seattle. So Capitol Hill is, if you want some pretty great views in Capitol Hill, but it's super cute, European vibes too. Let me draw. So North Capitol Hill, let's see. So up here in this area is North Capitol Hill. Up here in Volunteer, the homes around Volunteer Park are super expensive. It's like mansion galore there. Volunteer Park, great if you're into picnicking. If you want to bring your kids there to run around, awesome to do that. 10th Avenue here, that's where there's some cute shops, some cute restaurants. And then here, more residential options. In some of these homes, again, you have a phenomenal view of Lake Union here. So they can be pretty darn expensive. And coming down further in Capitol Hill, this is First Hill. It's also called Hill down here. It's where all the hospitals are. It's gonna be condo buildings, apartments. There's sometimes some townhouses, but mostly newer / older condo buildings in this area. But again, you have really easy access to the freeway, super easy to commute from. There's a lot of apartment buildings, a lot of condos. There's gonna be the townhouses that are smushed together. Classic Seattle. Cal Anderson Park, that's a great park. If there's turf fields, there's basketball courts, tennis courts. There's the block party, Capitol Hill block party that they throw every year, which is like a concert. It's like right here. Let me zoom in on the main street, the Broadway. It's the main street, Capitol Hill and Pine. There is a boatload of restaurants, bars, again, phenomenal nightlife here. Even on 12th Avenue, just restaurants, bars going up here, and on 15th as well. So got a lot of, just so many options for restaurants here in this area. One of my favorite restaurants in Seattle is actually situated, where is it? Somewhere around here. Harry's Fine Foods. Check it out. It's awesome. They have a great happy hour. They have a really cute outdoor space. It's in this house. Super cute. Highly recommend checking it out. Montlake, which is up here. Montlake is going to be super expensive. You have really phenomenal views of the water of Lake Washington here. It's going to be mostly single family homes. And you're also right next to one of the most popular parks, the Washington Park Arboretum. It is super pretty. Go check it out. Great for walking, great for strolling in. And Broadmoor, which is an elite kind of country club area. It's also a nice neighborhood within Capitol Hill. So if you want to live in a super expensive, quiet, gated neighborhood, recommend checking out Broadmoor here, especially if you're in golf. The golf course is gorgeous. Madison Park is stunning. Stunning. So if you want water views, highly recommend checking out Madison Park. You have views of Lake Washington. You're also right beside Lake Washington. The Madison Park Beach is an awesome beach area to check out. There's a super cute downtown area right near the beach area here, filled with cute restaurants. Kind of gives off like a surf town vibe, a coastal town vibe going on here. So highly recommend checking that out. And there's Madison Valley here. Madison Valley is also really cute. This is kind of the main strip right here. There's a bunch of different restaurants, cafes. It's a more quiet area. You have the condos. There's not a lot of them. Most of them are going to be on the older side, but some of them are very charming. There's going to be a lot of townhouses, single family homes, but it's not going to be quite as expensive as Madison Park, Montlake, or near Volunteer Park or North Capitol Hill. So if you're looking to spend less money, check out this part, Madison Valley. And if you go East Madison Street, if you go south of East Madison Street, it's going to be less expensive. Chinatown International District, that has a lot of phenomenal Asian food. It has this super popular Wajimaya there, which is basically a huge Asian grocery store. Go check it out for a day trip. You'll come home with so much candy you've never heard of, and just things you're like, I've never seen that in my entire life. Highly recommend going to check that out. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. Okay, let's go down. SODO, it's got a more industrial vibe. There's some apartments there, single family homes. but it's going to be much more filled with businesses versus housing for living. Okay, so let's go down to South Seattle. With something to keep in mind, South Seattle is going to be less expensive than North Seattle, and that primarily has to do with the amenities and some of the views. Because in South Seattle, you're not going to have really great views of the Puget Sound, versus in North Seattle, sometimes you can get 360 views of, you can see Lake Washington, you can see the Puget Sound, the Olympic Mountains, Cascade Mountains. So that's one of the reasons why South Seattle isn't quite as expensive as North Seattle. So let's start off with Columbia City, which this is the main street right here, Rainier Ave. Just a bunch of cute restaurants, a bunch of cute shops here. Columbia City is awesome. It is definitely more so up and coming. It's going to be mostly single family homes, townhouses. So if you're looking to be in a condo, Columbia City probably isn't for you. And making your way further down, Seward Park here. This is one of the most expensive areas in Seattle. You have really stunning views of Lake Washington. Highly recommend checking out Seward Park right here. It's a great, awesome park. Coming over to West Seattle. West Seattle is awesome. So West Seattle is historically, it's gonna be lower prices than most of Seattle, which is kind of surprising. If you're looking for a small town feel in the city, I definitely recommend West Seattle. And it's pretty easy commute to downtown Seattle. You can take the water taxi, which is right here, which drops you off here. It's like a 20-minute boat ride, or you can cross the West Seattle Bridge, drive straight into downtown Seattle. And Alki, which is one of the most popular neighborhoods in West Seattle, you have Alki Beach right here. There is a great trail too that runs alongside here. So if you're into running, biking, whatnot, definitely recommend checking out that trail there. And Alki Beach, just amazing views of the water, the mountains, and in some parts of West Seattle, you can also get a really clear shot of downtown Seattle. The downtown strip is going to be right here in West Seattle on California Ave. It's called the Junction, which this is one of the reasons why it has such a small town feel, is because the Junction, it is super cute. A lot of local boutiques, local bars, shops. Highly recommend checking it out. So West Seattle, if you're looking for a more small town feel, but still being really close to downtown Seattle, and you don't want to spend quite as much money as, let's say, Magnolia, North Seattle, Central District, then West Seattle, highly recommend checking it out. So that's it for the video today. If you did like it, please remember to like and subscribe. That really keeps me going, keeps me feeling good about myself. My name is Sophia Deveaux. I'm a local real estate broker. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you are looking to move to Seattle. I post videos weekly. I also have a bunch of tour videos, so go check those out of different neighborhoods. And I hope you have a phenomenal week.